Hey everyone, hope you're having a great day. Tim back in the Revolved Realty Studio. Today, we are talking about investing in real estate in this crazy market. Now, the reason that I bring this up, I did a video recently with my friend Michael Zuber, author of the book, One Rental at a Time, one of my favorite books on how to get started buying and holding rental property. And we were talking about how the world has changed, the world of real estate has changed, and how investors now must adjust their thinking and their math if they want to invest in real estate, and how some investors don't seem to get it. And as a result, they are overpaying. They're buying properties that have very low margins, if any, and it will eventually get them into trouble. Now, here's what brings this up. I work with a number of investors. We buy a lot of investment property. We also buy rentals and flips ourselves. And when you're in a market like we are, where there is a 20-year low in inventory, people are fighting over every house that comes on the market. We're seeing multiple offers going way above ask. When there is that kind of situation with existing homes, it is going to affect other areas of real estate. It's going to affect new construction. It's going to affect remodels, renovations, the rental market, the flip market. Every aspect of real estate is affected because if I am a buyer and I'm looking for a place to just buy and live, well, if the competition is so great for those homes, I might have to look elsewhere. I might have to look at an older home that needs remodel and renovation, or I might have to look at something different. Well, I'm all of a sudden entering someone else's territory. Because if I'm now looking for a home that I can buy, fix up, and move into, I'm now competing with those flippers. I'm now competing with the rental market. And whenever competition comes into a market, you know what happens? The prices tend to go up because the buyer pool is growing. So what's happening now, you've got these folks that want to buy and move in competing with the flippers and the investors. And the investors are feeling that pinch. There are more wholesalers than I've ever seen before. There were more investors. And when I do this, I single quotes instead of double, I guess. I'm seeing a lot of folks who watch HGTV or they watch a YouTube video and they all of a sudden want to invest in real estate. Well, I got to tell you, investment properties are becoming tighter and tighter, and prices are going up, and the amount of money that you're going to make as an investor is going down. Here's a good example of it. I looked at a house, a little home here in Huntsville last weekend, 1,000 square feet. It was over in Terry Heights. And I think that someone had bought it with the intention to flip it. They had demoed the inside and decided it wasn't for them, so they were going to sell it. Now, the demo was still there. I mean, there was trash and garbage and busted up tile. And, this house needed floors, paint, fixtures, a new kitchen. It probably needed $20,000 worth of work just to get it up to the rental market. Well, this house was on the market pretty much at retail price. And by retail price, I mean the price that it would bring if it was fixed up. It was torn apart. It needed at least $20,000 worth of work. When you put the $20,000 in it, it was going to be worth about $80,000, which was about market price. So there was no margin there, not for an investor. There was no margin for someone like me to buy that property, invest cash into it with the hope of making a profit if we did a flip. The rent didn't work out either. If I put 20 grand into that, I was not going to be able to make enough rent to really make it worth my while. So I asked the agent about this. I said, you realize that you are grossly overpriced. And she agreed. She knew the comps, she knew the market, but she was doing what her client told her to do. Well, guess what? Next day, that home went at above asking price with multiple offers, which means someone bought that home, probably some would-be investor, because on a home of that size and that price, you don't see folks who can move in there and spend 20 grand to fix it up. It's just the math, the economics. So some investor bought this home thinking that they were going to put money into it, fix it up, make it rent, or make it flip. And I guarantee you their math is wonky because it's not going to happen. So we're seeing investors that don't quite know what they're doing overspend and get in over their heads, and eventually they'll figure out there's no profit. Then we're seeing smart investors kind of taking different tactics. Either they're stepping back for now, or they are looking at homes that can be purchased without needing a lot of work. These might be homes that are close to retail value, but they don't need any work. But the numbers do work if you want to make them a rental or an Airbnb or even a quick flip. Right? Now, you're not going to make as much. You're not going to buy these houses at 50% of value, put in 25 and then cash out 25. It just doesn't work that way with these houses. These are for long-term, steady investors who are looking primarily for buy and hold rental real estate. So we are doing that considerably. I mean, we're looking at a lot of homes, putting in good offers on those. The other strategy that several of my investors are taking is this. They are buying new construction even before ground is broken. Now, you might ask, why would an investor spend retail money and buy new construction? Well, the math is really simple when you think about it. If I put down the deposit to buy a $300,000 new construction home today in Madison, Harvest, Tony, Meridianville, what have you, it's going to take 8 to 12 months for that home to finish. I don't have to get my loan for 8 to 12 months, all right? I am locking in this home at today's price. Are you seeing where I'm going with this? So 8 to 12 months from now, when I close on that home at $300,000, it might be worth $325,000, $330,000, maybe even more. So what these investors are doing is they are locking in. It's kind of like playing the options market. They are locking in a home at today's price, and when they pay today's price, it's immediately going to be worth the price 12 months from now. Does that make sense? So this is not a play where they're going to make, 25, 30% return. They are going to have to put down a down payment on the home unless they're paying cash, and their margins are not as wide, but the margins are there, and it is a longer play. I have one investor who has purchased 5 new constructions in the last month or so, and they're doing that knowing that 12 months from now, when they finally close and have to bring cash to the table, they will have immediate equity in the home. Think about it. It's why developers, when they build a subdivision, they'll open up a section, they'll sell that out, and then they open up another section and immediately raise the prices 10, 15, 20%, knowing that that's going to be the fair market price a year, 18 months down the road. So if you're an investor who does have the ability to purchase new construction, now the key is buying it before the ground is even broken, all right? Because that's going to give you 8 to 12 months typically for the value of that home to go up. And that's where the smart money is. So it really depends on what level of investor you are, what your comfort zone is, what your goals are. Are you looking for a quick fix and flip? Are you looking to buy rental property? Are you looking to do something more long-term? And remember, new construction homes can be used as rentals and Airbnbs. So now look at the HOA covenants before you invest in any neighborhood, because some HOAs now are putting in their covenants that you cannot use it as an Airbnb. They are doing restrictions, but they can't tell you that you can't rent your house out if you get in a situation where you need to. So keep that in mind. There are different levels of investment, but don't get caught up in this market and don't overspend. Don't buy a home that, if you're looking to fix and flip or buy and hold rental, make sure the math works. And if it doesn't, don't buy anything. I can't believe I'm a realtor saying that, but I'm looking out for you here. Don't buy anything. Hey, if you'd like to sit down and talk about investment strategies, I'm always happy to do it. Like I said, I work with a number of investors from around the country, and they all invest right here in Huntsville, Alabama. And we not only scout the properties, make the offers, do the negotiations, we can also manage repairs, and we can manage the property for you after the fact. So there you go. Hey, let me mention a couple of sponsors before we get out of here. Jacob Title, Stan McDonald and his team at Jacob Title. We work with them a lot because they do such a great job. They always make sure that everything is done professionally, legally, and get you to the closing table on time. And if you mentioned to Stan that you heard about him here on the program, he's going to knock $100 off your closing costs. My other buddy, my other sponsor, Stephen Allen at Caliber Home Loans. Doesn't matter if you're doing new construction, fix and flip, remodel, refinance, what have you. Caliber Home Loans can help you out with that. Stephen is the guy to talk to. And if you mentioned to Stephen that you heard about him here on the video, he is going to do your appraisal for free. That's about a $400 or $500 value. And as always, if you need anything when it comes to real estate, me and my team are here. We are, again, working with a lot of investors. But if you're looking to sell your home, our flat listing fee program can save you a considerable amount of money. And if you are looking to find a home, there's nobody will bird dog that better than Revolved Realty. Just give us a call, 679-0704 or Tim at Revolved. And, of course, you can find me on the web. So there you go. Go invest in something, but make sure you do the math and don't buy anything, even with me, unless the math works for you. All right, that's it. Get out of here. I'll see you later. Bye.